the fight against illegal mining. And the fight cannot be won without strong and decisive judiciary. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa has called on the judiciary to play a role in tackling illegal mining, stressing the need for dedicated courts to expedite cases related to environmental destruction. According to him, swift and firm legal action is crucial to deterring offenders and reinforcing the government commitment to eradicating the menace. He was addressing the media in Accra this morning.
We have to win together. And this fight is not going to be easy. I just told you that we reclaimed the Offin Shelter Belt. And these bad guys, armed to their teeth, attempted to go and turn it into red again. And in the process, they injured a forestry officer with family who is fighting for his life at the Okonfuanoti Teaching Hospital. My friends, this is serious. And so you cannot, in these circumstances, I just told you what we've done with arrests, 76 arrests, where we've sent the government trying to prosecute people, and the judge says they should give the excavators, and thanks to the legal team and the support of the people of Ghana, a 24-hour reverse of decision has been made. This government, within this short period, is doing everything possible to make sure that the people of Ghana will join us, so we can expose those few bad people who are putting us in this risk. So, but we can't continue to talk as if all we have to do is just give up. We can't give up. The past weekend, they were in the Western North, working through, and I think even their work left them chasing people, led them to the Western region. If you heard some stories, whether somebody has asked some military to stop, no. It had to do with them entering the region because they were focused on their work, and they need to basically inform the other region that we are entering this region. But because of the operational reasons, there was some miscommunication there, and that was sorted out. There was never any order by anybody, and I've said it, to stop the military to work, and I've said it again. This is a period where every police officer in this country cannot use the excuse that order from above. There's no order from above. I am the minister responsible for lands and natural resources, and I'm telling every officer, everybody in charge, that the President of the Republic says, please, there won't be any order from anybody.
Well, beyond the legal enforcement, the minister outlined several initiatives aimed at strengthening the fight against illegal mining and restoring Ghana's degraded lands. These include the Tree for Life initiative to revive destroyed ecosystem, the geotagging of excavators at the port to track mining equipment, and the decentralization of the licensing regime to empower local authorities. He also reaffirmed the government's stance that a few individuals cannot be allowed to profit at the expense of millions and pledged to explore financial avenues to support large-scale mining land reclamation efforts.
See, whether or not to shoot and kill. My friends, these are people that are armed to their teeth and determined to even kill our military officers. If you ask me, we should defend our forests with our heart and soul and protect our forest reserves. And I believe that, I think some of you have not been close to those actions, but a lot is happening. A lot is happening. But Ghana is a free society. I think the last thing this government wants to do is to come every morning to announce some scary things, to tell you, no, we want the people of Ghana as a free society to continue to go about the activities and leave the difficult work of protecting this country to those that have the skills to do it, and they are on top of it. And I've told you that the military, working with our Forestry Commission, are working 24 hours a day. We cannot give up. This new government must be given a chance. in support. And we must be very frank. If we see that we are making progress, we must say so. We must criticize when we are not making progress. I just told you today. I remember I launched the blue water gas, and I saw the cartoon and laughs. Well, guess what? They don't need to have arms, but the problem is know how to swim. That's what they are being trained for. To swim, to be active by the Navy.
Right. Let me bring in Dr. Ken Asigbe. He is with the Media Coalition, a convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Mr. Asigbe, I know you don't have much time, so I'll go straight to the point. Now, beyond the platitudes, do you see, I mean, a reflection of that on the ground, that indeed we are committed to what we say?
Well, I think without a doubt, this Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is definitely committed to the fight and has a few positive things that are going on. The only challenge, and again, so he invites all of us to join him in the fight. And so we need to do that. And we need to applaud him for some of these processes that he's putting in place. The issues about geotagging. It should be geotagging of every equipment. But you see, the challenges and the frustrating he's facing is the reason why you need a state of emergency. You need a state of emergency because these people are armed to the teeth. You need a state of emergency because, you have people who, as he himself said, are terrorists.
Right.
Who have taken portions of your land. And I don't know why that is becoming very difficult. To the extent that you have a forestry commission person who is fighting for his life. Did I see a story also about a police person who had gone into some of these water bodies and has been swept by the current?
Yes, he died yesterday.
I said yesterday. And so you cannot be putting our people's lives, the security forces' lives at risk. When you are allowing these people, to sometimes overpower and outgun our people. So that is why we need a declaration of the state of emergency on these water bodies in this.
We appear to be losing Dr. Ken Asigbe there. The connection to him. We'll see if we can re-establish that connection so that we can hear him speak before he takes leave of us. Let's see if we can reconnect to Dr. Ken Asigbe, who is making a point about the need for the declaration of a state of emergency. Right. So, can I see, Mr. Asigbe, you're making a point?
Yes, so I'm saying that the issues around the specialized courts, for example, it is so important because you see, the example of the UK, and I make it all the time. When the riots were happening, because of the special powers they had, and the state of emergency will give that to us, we should be able to then get these courts where you are taking the arraign and in 24 hours you are jailed. If you have those ones, you will not have that, like the magistrate of the entry place doing that, what it is that he did. And so we really need to all mobilize ourselves and support the minister in terms of the things that he's doing. But there are a few things that have to be done. This LI, that bad LI 2462, has to be repealed. The Minister for Interior should do an about 10. We should not have the situation where these foreigners who are engaged in this, we say we'll deport them. Like Aisha one, they will be back again, to come and bite us. So we should throw the Minerals and Mining Act 995 at them and make sure that we fine them the severest fines and also jail them as well. Use the fines to be able to do the reclamation, do the restoration of our forests that we have. But it is important that we deal with the terrorists who are currently occupying parts of our forest reserve. And I agree completely with the minister. And the IGP says he's declaring a state of a war on these people. We want to see the actions. We want to see the actions to the extent that excavators cannot be moving around, to the extent that we have an airline that talks about tracking of excavators. Anybody whose excavator is not being tracked should not be allowed in these mining areas. And we should extend it to the extent that last year, excavators were the third most expensive, valuable things that were imported into this country. The excavators coming in that do not have roads we don't need them for the roads. They are just bringing them as weapons of mass destruction, like you're seeing in the footages that you're showing us. So we should proscribe the importation of excavators so that if you are importing, you need to go through The same legal regime when you are importing morphine, the pharmacies are importing morphine to produce medicines. You should go through the same ones in such a way that we make sure that the licensing regime is very top. And we should start naming and shaming the owners of the excavators that we have seized. All the operations that the minister has done. Who are the people who own these excavators? Who did they sell them to? Who did they rent them to? We should start naming them so that we know these are the nation wreckers. These are the people who are brought in the weapons of mass destruction to come and mess us up. So I completely support the minister that the issue of getting this specialized court that should be able to deal with these issues comprehensively, we should be able to do. And as we talk about that, the Enchi court issues, for example, we should be asking the IGP to find out which policeman took a minerals and mining case to a magistrate court when we know that these cases are supposed to go to the High Court.
Right.
And how is it that you also have a judge who did the bad thing that he's done and then has done the 24-hour runabout it? It's despicable. And people like this ought to be sanctioned.
And are you disappointed about this stone silence on the part of government about the need for the declaration of a state of emergency and the complete withdrawal or repeal of that particular LI?
Completely. I am surprised because the NDC, when they were in opposition, joined us in asking for a state of emergency. And if you have a minister who tells you that there are terrorists on our land, those are the ingredients that allows you to be able to declare a state of emergency in part of this country. So that is very important. In terms of the repeal or the revocation of the LI, we currently have almost 3,000 signatories signing on and asking His Excellency the President. Now that Parliament is on recess, this is the time for us to arrest and annul that amendment and revoke the law. If we revoke the law and the government says they want the EPA involved so that the likes of Chirano, the likes of Newmont, the bauxite mine, who have been mining but have not just been destroying, have been restoring and all of that. You want the EPA to monitor their work. Fine and good. Then you introduce another instrument that has stakeholder engagement, but not that law that turns completely the governance around, where you start off when you want to go and mine in the forest, you go to the Minerals Commission first, go to everybody, and come to the Forestry Commission last. That's a bad law. And there's several elements of that law from Regulation 4, Regulation 8 and 9, Regulation 16 that has to be done with. And the most important thing is that the law itself, the LI is not built on any parent law. And as the lawyers will tell you, you cannot build something on nothing.
Right.
So that law is built on nothing, and that law has to go. And already, as I'm saying to you, almost about 3,000 people are signing the petition asking His Excellency the President to revoke and repeal the law, as he himself said when he was campaigning. And even when he won, January, he was still saying the issue about the repeal and the revocation.
Let's leave it here for now so I can allow you to attend your meeting. Dr. Kenashigwe is convener for the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining of Galamsey. Now, Clean Jobs Resources Limited, they are threatening legal action against the Western North Regional Minister. What claims by the minister that it is involved in illegal mining. The company says the claims by the minister are unfounded and without any basis, and that they have rather been working with state security agencies and the Forestry Commission to fight illegal miners in their legally acquired mining concession. Joy News has been secured copies of the letter written by the company to the National Security Coordinator and the Lands and Natural Resources Minister seeking their intervention. Let me bring you part of what they wrote to the minister demanding. And they say that Clean Jobs Resources, they are denying claims or allegations made by the Western Regional Minister regarding his involvement in illegal mining activities within the Tano area Forest Reserve. Clean Jobs Resources Limited is a reputable organization that, according to them, they are dedicated to upholding the highest standards of environmental protection and legal compliance, insisting that they operate strictly within the bounds of Ghana's minerals and mining regulations, specifically as 703. Right, so your letter to the minister is what you have on your screens, and yeah, I'm guessing that we can do that. Now let's get some some few perspectives to this man. Dr. Michael Jomfor is Project Director, Clean Jobs Resources Limited. Also on Zoom, we'll bring in other guests, but let me find out from Dr. Jomfor. So you want the minister intervention to establish what exactly?
Thank you very much for dancing with the audience. Actually, Clean Job is a registered company. The company is licensed. Legally, it has obtained its EPA license. We have our forest entry license. All the necessary documentation, Clean Jobs have gotten it. We have a very main challenge in the Tano Area forest area. So technically, Clean Jobs have not started operations. Early this year, we involved Honorable Robert Brentum, and we discussed with him that the rate of devastation of the Tano Area Forest Reserve is alarming. Personally, I have done a documentary with over 2,000 illegal miners in the forest reserve. So currently, we need the minister's intervention. On 26th of this month, of March, Clean Jobs engaged with the Forestry Commission, that is Mr. Joe Apia, and we gave them support through the military that they should ransack the forest reserve from excavators.
Right.
Even as I am speaking now, 26 excavators have been seized, and they are with the district assembly.
And these were excavators that were working in your concession. These excavators were working in your concession.
No, they were working in the concession and outside the concession. So the forestry, as Angie said, that they need, these people are well armed. So they need the military to assist them. So all we did is, okay, fine, if you need military assistance, you are legally, you are supposed to go and fight, but you need resources. We gave them the necessary resources.
Right.
And all these excavators have been seized now. And the operation is ongoing. The military is currently there. Clean Jobs have technically not started operations.
Okay.
But the rate of devastation in the Tano Area Forest Reserve, I will speak to Ghanaians, our President, Honorable Minister, we really need your help. We don't want to be used as a scapegoat that Clean Job has done this. So we are doing all this video documentation and even proud to our EPA license. We go to the forest reserve with the EPA, the Minerals Commission, we have the Water Commission, we have the liaison committee, and we flew drones all over the Tano Area Forest Reserve. All these documents are there in EPA's quarters. And they all accepted that the rate of devastation is too high. So certain parts of the forest where this devastation has taken place will be allowed as mineable areas. So I'm just coming in to say that Clean Job is not an illegal mine, it's not conducting any illegal mining operations in the Tano Area Forest Reserve. The excavators we have seen are physical evidence.
Right. I think we've lost Dr. Jomfor there, but the point has been made that Clean Jobs has yet to start mining operations, and they are not involved in any illegal mining. They are seeking the intervention of the Western North Regional Minister, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, to help them do their business in an atmosphere of serenity. Let's take